before they even ever had wings. If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. AV is turbulence. Aviation scope. The sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Lovisha Nelson One, your number one celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Uyi Osarati is my name. I am a friend of the microphone, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV, live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
A very good evening to you and welcome to another exciting episode of the Issues and Voice of the People television, where we bring you the most important and pressing issues shaping our world today, our nation today. I am your host, Nenna Ndomdioto. Today on the issues, we're examining the complexities of Nigeria's politics and governance, from the Catholic bishop calling for intensified efforts to rescue abducted Niger students and teachers, to Efcc inviting former AGF Malami for questioning. Also, court strikes out Kanu's suit against DSS and AGF. Join us as we break down the facts and provide context to help you stay informed. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll dig deeper into those issues. Don't go away. Glad to have you back. Let's dive straight into today's discussion. The Catholic Bishop of Katangora, Bulus Yohana, says 265 teachers and children abducted from St. Mary's Catholic Primary and Secondary Schools, Papiri in Niger State, are still unaccounted for. Bishop Yohana, who disclosed this during an interview, said the figures comprise 12 teachers and 253 school children. He added that the diocese has forwarded the names of the hostages to the Niger State Governor, Umar Bago. The Catholic bishop said the abduction has become a source of worry for the parents of the kidnapped schoolgirls and that 2 parents have died due to shock from the incident. The cleric appealed to the federal and state government to come to the school's aid by securing the students and teachers still held in captivity by the gunmen. Johanna asked the federal government to deploy security operatives to secure schools in the north central state. Meanwhile, the governor of Niger State, Governor Umar Bago, during an interview with BBC, said claims of a Christian genocide in Nigeria are an attempt to blackmail the country. In a related development, Senate spokesperson Yemi Adara Modu has denied reports that ransom was paid to secure the release of some abducted victims in Kebbi and Kwara State. He disclosed that the bandits reportedly fled when confronted by superior firepower, insisting the security agencies acted professionally and without any negotiation or financial inducement. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by 2 distinguished guests. Here in the studio, we have Elvis Elimihele, a political and public affairs analyst. Every time I pronounce that name, I'm always careful. A very big welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, Nena. How's your day?
Fine, and yours?
Yeah, it was fine.
And joining us virtually, we have Dr. Eric Obi Thomas, who is a public affairs analyst and also a consultant obstetrician and gynecologist, who get to join us during the show. So, sir, let me start with you. More than 1 week after, these children and teachers haven't been rescued. What would you say about this?
Nena, it's pathetic. Very, very pathetic, especially when you are a parent and you suddenly find yourself in this kind of condition. You know what it means. I little wonder when the bishop said this morning that 2 of the parents have died. It couldn't have been worse than that. And to drive it home, that the children, these pupils we are talking about, we are talking of primary school pupils, not even, because he said the secondary school that are there are just about 14. So most of the 260-something you see that will be banded for over a week are just small children in primary school level. And you know what that means? For these children now to be in a very strange environment, their routine has been completely altered. This is an environment they never even thought they will experience in their life, and their parents are somewhere there. They don't even know what will happen to their children. It's something that a parent should not wish it happens to him, because, I don't know, it calls for urgent rescue. If this nation actually wants to redeem its image, or the same way they did for the manga children, the manga students, at least we saw that within a week and a day, they were able to bring those ones out. I don't know what is happening now, because the bishop said this morning that they've not even gotten any call from the adopters of these children. So this, which means these are not bandits, because bandits always call because they want to make money. These are real terrorists. This could be likened to like what happened to the Chibok girls. So if these children are not rescued at this tender age, what happened to them? And what are we going to be saying? What is the world saying about Nigeria? So I think the effort from the presidency and the armed forces need to be doubled up. And coupled with the fact that Niger State government is not even seen to be supporting this issue as expected. We saw how Nasri, the governor of Kebbi State, was up and doing when these children, when the manga children were with the terrorists. He was everywhere. He was talking. He told Nigerians how the military did not do their job as expected. But we have not even seen Umar Bago, the governor of Niger State, spoke on this matter. The last time I heard about him was that the schools were giving warning red signs
and that they flattered it. That was all led to this. But this morning, when I heard from the bishop said they never had anything like that. That the last time they had such thing, that they, even on their own volition, they closed the school for 5 months to do some reinforcement, security reinforcement, and even do the perimeter fencing. But now the governor is like just lay about. He has just brought that accusation upon the school and is not doing what is expected. I think the president needs to speak to the governor and the armed forces to get these children out of this incarceration.
Talking about the governor, that was reading that the Christian genocide is an attempt to blackmail the country.
Yes.
So it's just obvious that he's not, like you said, he's really being laid back about this entire issue. Okay, so one of the things he also said was, I think the 50 persons were as in escaped.
Yes,
and then he's saying an additional 11 persons escaped, he said. And he actually did not say escaped. He said they were rescued.
Imagine.
And, you know, the interviewer was asking him, if you say these people were rescued, like how? Rescued? You know, there's just this back and forth that we don't even understand. And, you know, he's saying rescued. Other persons are saying escaped. So who do we believe?
No, the general language out there now is that these children escaped. You know, there's nothing like rescue, because these children, even before, as at the time they were talking about the roll call, these children were already with their parents at home. These were children that were able to find a way when they were attacked and ran into the bush. You know, so after their doctors have gone with the number they went with, they now find their way straight home. So one will now begin to wonder, why will a governor of a state, you know, this state governor had so much, about religion in his kitty. At the time, recently he said every sermon that is going to be preached in Niger State has to pass through the governor's office for vetting. So I don't know what he means by being a governor, because you don't play politics with people's life. Supposing these children that are with their daughters, one of his children is among them, will he be saying this same thing he's saying? That's why sometimes when it is not favoring them, when it is favoring them, they take it as if it's normal. If it's not favoring them, that's why you hear them begin to speak out. What we are saying is that no matter how bad it is, every child in the den of the terrorists must not be allowed to suffer such humiliation, because this is a country that still has a functioning government, which one of the major cardinal of it is the security and welfare of a citizen. Constitutional requirement, constitutional responsibility of the government. So a situation where a sub-national or in that government is saying something different. A state governor is saying something different, not even minding what the parents and what Nigerians are going through, the harrowing experience that these children are going through in the hands of this miscreant. It's not even concerned. It's coming to say something that, like, are you supporting them? Are you looking for a soft landing? The landing every Nigeria is expecting to hear now is that these children have come out. We're talking of 265. 265. Well, this is why I keep telling Nigerians that what is happening in Nigeria today, this insurgency that is happening in Nigeria, has now been turned to business. Mm-hmm. You can't rule at it. You can't rule that out of it. These 265 children, no matter how bad it is, at least they are giving a meal, let's say a meal once in a day. Do you know what it means? That's like feeding the community. Mm-hmm. These 265 children, as it is, at least they must have where they lay their head overnight. Are this one already prepared? Where in Nigeria do they have this kind of community in the bush that these children are kept and they are fed, that Nigeria's security system cannot fish it out? This is the big question we are talking about. They do video, they post it. We see their videos online. This is the same nation where they said before you can have get a GSM number, you have to register your number. So how do they get their numbers registered, and the purpose of the registration cannot be used to trace them? Then one will now ask the minister for digital economy, Dr. Bosu Tijani. What is the purpose of registering our handset, number, if it's not going to be used to track down insurgents and know where they are? But if I speak ill of the government, they will trace me and know where I live. But these miscreants, these terrorists are sending videos online. The whole world is watching it, but Nigeria security system cannot pick them. What is going on? What is going on? People are supplying the food these children eat now in the bush. These terrorists are on drugs. People supply them drugs. The motorcycles they ride everywhere, Nena, are bought and brought into this country. But we still have customs in the border who will tell you that, oh, this is contraband. How do they pass through this custom? Then these motorcycles are fuel daily. In a country where a liter of fuel is almost 1,000 naira, how do this fuel get into the bush? Who transport it to them? Who ferry this fuel to this bandit that Nigeria security system cannot even get them? These motorcycles are used on roads. At least, no matter how bad, at least these are motorable footpaths. Where are these footpaths within this nation that cannot be traced? What is going on? Even if it is one pure water you give these children daily, you can imagine 265 daily pure water to even give them water. Maybe they are still allowed to take their bath. Where do they get the water they use to take their bath? Put all these parameters together, Nena, and you agree with me that this banditry, this terrorism we have in Nigeria is business. It is not ordinary any longer. And who is who? The politicians, the emirs, the ministers, the president, more they know where these things originate. But they don't want to tell us the truth. Some of this thing that you're saying just lend the voice to one of the things I was going to ask you. You are just entering into part of the question. Because I was actually going to ask, one of the senators had come out to say recently, we know these people, we know where they are. Because all of these questions you're asking are questions that need to be asked. But I'll come back to you. Our virtual guest is online with us already. Good evening, Dr. Eric.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining us. Dr. Eric Obi-Thomas is joining us all the way from Port Harcourt. He's a public affairs analyst and also a gynecologist and an obstetrician. Welcome.
Welcome.
Okay, so we're talking about, of course, our security situation. The Catholic Bishop of Niger State has come out to say that 265 persons are still not accounted for. And we are asking, where are these children 1 week after they've not been found, they've not been rescued? What do you make of this situation?
Chaotic, deliberate, and absolutely they are very inert to the plight of the people. And when I say chaotic, it's because they are confused. Some of them are confused. And when I say deliberate, is a majority of them know what is happening. They know everything. They think they are deceiving us. Then when I say they are inert, they are heartless. That's it. So if we like, let us talk from today till tomorrow, till next tomorrow. They know what is happening. It's deliberate. It's an industry. And not only that, I want to even believe that they actually want to turn this country into a uni-religious state. Just one religion. And all of us know it. That is another motivation. It started a little by, come and help us to win election. That they are not helping, after winning the election, they did not meet their obligations, those who invited them or who hired them. They now turned into monsters that they want to survive. From there, they went chaotically and then said, okay, they want to get land for, rearing, this Rugate thing they were talking about.
let this state give them a place they will stay, which many people rejected. And then people now saw that they are making money out of it. And they now started doing what they are doing. You see, then let me tell you, when we are talking this thing, we are just talking. I'm not the kind of talking type of person. I'm an action person. For me to come every day and be talking about terrorists, I don't want to call them bandits. They are terrorists. Anybody can give his own definition. My own definition is they are terrorists. And they are hired to do that. And they are determined to turn this country into a religious state. You can hear what happened in the South just about 3 days ago. In the South. They infiltrated there. Initially, I thought it was rumor. But the evidence is getting very strong for me to believe that it happened. So they want to be everywhere. They are there in Ekiti State, they are there in Ondo State, they are there in the West. They know what they are doing. They want to dip their holy book in the ocean. So when we begin to say it is industry, it's not just industry alone. They have this agenda too. It's a jihad thing. Because all of them pretend not to know. You can see somebody coming to see that they should negotiate with them. Negotiate with who? Now they say they are releasing, they are claiming whatever they are claiming, whether they are releasing. I know they did not release anything. They didn't release anything. They gave them money. They fed them before a few were released. Even the governor that is talking, he's talking for his people. We all knew what happened. When Deborah was killed, none of them even said anything. But when Trump said something, all of them came out. It's enough for us to know where the compass is going. It touched them because the man wants to come and says he's coming to stop their industry, their trade. So all of them came up. When you talk about trade, there is nothing. It is very obvious that if the soldiers want to know and DSS want to know where this is, it is there. They are telling you where they are. They are telling you where they are. The pictures are there. The advice are there. The coordinates are there. The phone numbers are there. Contacts. There is a picture I saw. They had tanker. This is a petrol tanker, colored, painted in a military form.
Okay. He has network issues. We'll get to ensure that we'll regain connection with him. Let's come back to our discussion. One of the things they talked about was negotiations. And the Senate spokesman, there's been back and forth on negotiations. At some point, the National Assembly some of the senators condemned these negotiations. And now the Senate spokesman is saying there were no negotiations. We've heard Bayo Onanuga also say there was no negotiation. So there was no negotiation, and then these children were released. How come, or even the church members were released? How come we are not seeing any arrest made? How come we're not seeing anybody killed? And then Bayo Onanuga said collateral damage. What do you make of this?
You see, the government in Nigeria have told its citizens so much lies over the years. That's why you see we don't really believe in what comes out of the government system, presidency or whatever. Nigerians don't believe in it. The biggest mistake any nation can make is negotiating with bandits or terrorists. We saw what happened in Israel, October 7, 2023, when they came and attacked Hamas. The Israelites, the Israeli army and the Israeli government never thought of, we want to go and start negotiating with our enemies. They swore on them. This war was more than a year. To the extent that the whole world said Israeli army are even on a genocide mission in Palestine, but they never bothered. They knew their mission. They know that those their citizens that were held hostage must be released, and they must release them by all means. They went out on them, to the extent that even when these people were there in the trenches underground, the Israeli Defense Forces knew where they are, and they followed them up. But here in Nigeria, these people send us video, they ride Okada into the town and move people into the bush, motorcycle in and out, yet we cannot locate them. Then somebody is telling you that they never paid ransom. How did you not remove them? So they just came and picked them just for fun. So when the government now called them, please release those children, then they now, because they are Father Christmas. We should not be fools. We are not fools. If they don't want to tell us the truth, we know the truth. And we'll put one and two together. We know exactly what is going on. That's why I'm telling you, Nena, that everybody that is involved in the governance of this nation knows what is going on with the insecurity in this nation. They don't want to speak the truth to power. That's why a spokesperson can tell you that, yes, they know all the bandits that operate in that flank, and they know the federal government, the security forces have to call them and ask them release. Because these people came, the mission that made them to come and pick these persons was just like, we are just on fun, it's just for fun. So, and they are Father Christmas. They came on a mission. That if Nigeria security system was actually serious, when they were coming, if they were intercepted and killed, is it the same thing we'll be talking about now? So we'll be saying, yeah, we just want to go and play, make fun, and we're killed. Is that what is going on? They never came for fun. They came because they want to make money. They came because they want to destabilize the government. They came because they want to put Nigerians to a true agony. Then somebody said with a phone call, then you want us to believe that? We are not bothered whether there is exchange of funds for these children to be released. But what we are bothered about, these children must have to come. If these children were their children, these National Assembly members, the ministers and whatever, they will not stay a day in that enclaves with these terrorists. They will do everything possible to release them. But because these are just children of the same Nigerians the government has trampled on, the system has trampled on us, the system has reduced us, intimidated us, now we are suffering what they have created. It is what they created that now they are meting out on us, because they created this. So that we will not even be able to follow them up as expected. We will not even be able to know our rights in governance. That's why this insecurity is festering. It's a creation of the government. Let's not shy away from it. Otherwise, the government knows what to do. This is still a country that has a president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces. We have all the military paraphernalia. Both, all of them, and even paramilitary. Then we are talking about people that are not up to 5,000. Put all these terrorists together, they may not be more than 5 or 10,000. Then terrorizing 200 and something million Nigerians. These 200 and something million Nigerians have a functional government. Nena, I mean, even if it has to be okay, let everybody find a way to get into the bush within your own locality. At least, if I get to my town, I will still know my bush, the bush in my locality, more than an invader coming from the north. That myself, that was born and brought up there. Do you know what that means? These are people that are okay, they've left the northern part of Nigeria. They are now in every part of Nigeria now. They've come to invade our own bush just because we are not armed. Do they know it more than me? They don't know it more than me, but because they have backings somewhere, if the child pull the trigger of a gun, it's not that child that loaded that gun. Another loaded the gun for that child. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what we are seeing is just the hand of Jacob, but the voice of Esau.
Wow. Dr. Eric, you're back with us. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so one of the things that came up recently was the withdrawal. The president ordered the withdrawal of police orderlies from VIPs. And we've seen many of the senators, many of the House of Rep members come out to say that they don't want this. And Ali Ndume, who is a senator, has applauded the withdrawal of police orderlies. According to him, he said some of these orderlies are even used for, as in follow the wives of. Are you with us? Okay, while we wait for him to rejoin, you can please take a go at the question.
I think I totally support Ali Ndume, and I totally support what the president did. A situation where Nigeria mobile police force are now carrying handbag for politicians' wives. It's shameful. So even if they never saw it as an insult on the part of the Nigeria police, I think the president is just trying to use this to see if their image can be redeemed. Let them go back to what they are employed for. If you want security, secure the whole nation, and everybody will work freely. It will not be that you must get your own security before you can move. What about myself that cannot afford it? Then I should be thrown into the dungeon and begin to do prayer and fasting before I can move. Secure the whole nation. Do you have this kind of security around officials in the US? No. What the country does is they secure the whole entity. Everybody can now move freely. So now that they've been withdrawn, let them face what they were recruited for and are being paid for. Not to go and be carrying madam's handbag or go and be doing school run for ministers and those that can, politicians that can afford the services. What about myself that cannot afford it? I'm left alone. So I think I want the president to even go as far as those. He even gave them a soft landing, saying they can now seek such services from civil defense. These people they are not supposed to be given such leverage, because if they feel what you and I are feeling, they will be serious in talking on how to secure this nation. Because when they are going, they have a convoy. The Nigeria police men are in this convoy, paid with our own tax money, you and I, then serving some few persons. What does that mean? So, in a democracy, everybody is supposed to have that total freedom. We need that freedom now. The same way we go to the same market, the same way we go to the same filling station, let us also face the same insecurity in this nation now. When it comes in this nature, you'll see. If it is serious than this, solution will come soon. Because when everybody is now, when you want to hit the road, you go and meet your pastor or your imam. I want to travel, pray for me, which you and I have been doing. So if we are not doing all that, no more security for them, they will not know that this nation, they will not see the decay, and they will not think of how it can be fixed. I love what Ali Ndume said, and I support him. Every other one that is kicking in the National Assembly there that they should not be withdrawn, they are just jokers. The government that brought them into power, the government they are supporting, this same government that they are part of it, the government should do its job. Secure Nigerians so that you and I can move freely. They themselves can also move freely.
Okay, the president recently, before I go to that, Matthew Shimolowo, of course, the cleric, has called for the training of NYSC members to fight insecurity. He actually said that that's one that can be used. That can be one of the things that can be adopted for us to fight insecurity. What do you make of this?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. You understand? But the issue is how long. When will these ones be put in place? What we have on hand now, there's what we call action plan. When there are emergencies on hand, you quickly come for immediate solution. Then you now have medium term and long term. Now, what we have on hand now, all these are ideas now, all these are suggestions. They can put them together. Everybody in Israel is a military officer. Once there is an emergency, you are recalled. Such training can be given. But when such training is being given, it must not be for my own child and your own child. The politicians' children must also be part of it. They must also face what we are facing here. Not that you go and hide your children somewhere and put my own child at the war front. I will not take that. If we want to declare it, we want to make it a national emergency, it should be done across board. Not even if you take your child out to go and to school abroad, let that child come and face the national service here, where we will have that military training, so that at any time his or her own services is needed, he or she can be called. Not putting my own child on the line. I would not like that. So this suggestion that came from Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo is a good one, but it will not salvage the situation as it is now. There are still suggestions, and it will still be subject to debate and all that. We need an emergency plan, an action plan, to quickly begin to resolve this matter. Then before we will now begin to find medium-term solution and long-term solution to it, because this matter, if it is not tackled headlong as swiftly as possible, we have already recorded 16 years now. 16 years, 2009, this matter started. We don't even know when it's going to end. We don't even know whether we are beginning it now, whether we are middle it. But we are even seeing that it has become more polarized. Then it was only restricted to the northeast. But now it has snowballed into every part of Nigeria now. Look at what is happening in my state now. Look at what is happening in Edo State. Before we were hearing Boko Haram in the northeast, we were like, oh, it's only in the northeast. But now, everybody in Edo State now, even those in the southeast, southwest, everybody is now like, we don't know who is going to be attacked next. So if we want to curb it and make sure that we now have a permanent solution to it, some of these suggestions can be welcome and it can be fine-tuned and debated. You know, that 1 year of service, at least paramilitary, we do some of paramilitary training in camp, then we can still go further. They can still go further and say, okay, within that 1 year, even all this one we normally do those days that once in a week we meet in what they call it?
CDS.
CDS. It cannot be like every CDS day is now be declared for military training. Then you now go back and do your primary assignment. If it is Thursday or Friday during your CDS, then the military at the end. So it can be, there's so many things to be done. But that's not even the issue alone. The president have said, okay, emergency now, they are going to start recruiting. When you are recruiting, you have to watch. Because this kind of crash program now, you might even be picking part of this insurgent into the military and the police, because we are now like in a rush. We have to be very careful, because when you are confronted with this kind of situation we have now, you might be making some mistakes. Because what is actually happening in Nigeria army today is that most of the insurgency has infiltrated it. That's why most of the time they plan an operation, before you know, they are ambushed and Nigeria lose soldiers. Who leak this information to them? Is because they have moles within the Nigerian armed forces. So as we are talking about recruiting now, 50,000 is not an issue, but open your eyes so well and make sure that you're not bringing in more terrorists into the armed forces, because that's what, if you continue in this nature, very soon you discover that Nigerian armed forces will become something that will go extinct.
Wow. Okay, let's our virtual guest has rejoined us. Dr. Eric, can you hear me?
There was a break in transmission.
It's fine. Okay, so the president, yes, thank God you're back. The president has approved the constitution of the Nigerian side of the US-Nigeria Joint Working Group as part of measures to deepen collaboration in tackling security challenges in the country. And of course, one of the leader or the person to lead this delegation is Nuhu Ribadu. What do you make of this this new development, this constitution of this joint working group? Is it a good step in the right direction, of course?
Well, the joint working with the US, right?
Yes.
I thought they were against it initially when Trump was talking. They were saying they want to take their oil, they want to take their gold and silver and all that. Very funny country with funny leaders and funny followers, including me. As it is now, going by your question, once they should allow the U.S. intelligence to handle the to be leaders, they should not say they want to protect pride that they are the owner. No, let the U.S. handle it with them. Let them follow. even though they know that, because those soldiers, the US soldiers, they know every topography, everything about us in and out, more than even the military, Nigerian militaries have. I'm not relegating them, but that is a fact. So they should allow the military, the US military, to lead the action. Let them lead the action. But in terms of recruiting soldiers and all that, we are running into trouble. Because all this one, they say they want to recruit. Just saying there, it has always been on my mind that eventually, of course, we have moles already, infiltrators, but it will be worse when you now begin to recruit them as if, because they are the people that rush in. Most of our young people now, they are even complaining that they don't want to join the army because all the police, when it was good job, NNPC job, central bank job, good juicy jobs, they put their own children. Now it is a job of going to confront an army that has been infiltrated by enemies. They say, oh, they want to recruit people, come, children of the Talakawas, the poor ones, to come and do it. The message is going to the youths. They are not getting interested in it. So I just hope they'll be able to go, like the commander was saying the other time, that they had about 10,000. All of them have disappeared. It will go on. It is a good idea, but the modus operandi is what I cannot vouch for. How are they going to recruit these people? How are they going to handle it? But I can give them a suggestion. They should allow the American soldiers, American intelligence, to do the recruitment, and then they let them go ahead and head these movements. Then we will achieve results. But if they say our Nigerian soldiers to go, no, it will not work.
Okay, but allowing the US Army to do that, won't that be relegating our Nigerian Army to the background?
Oh, Linda, please, let's leave this matter. That is where I said it before. Sorry, I'm reacting like this. I said it before. When you take pride, Nigerians are taking pride in what we cannot do. What we want is to clear these people and get freedom. To me, it doesn't matter who does it. Now that the US has agreed that they are going to collaborate, they didn't come like we were expecting, like gorilla something, and come in and start doing. No, fine. Allow them. They have respected us enough to say, okay, we want to collaborate with the government. Let us pretend as if we are doing. Let them do what they know best. We don't know. We don't know. Let them do what they should leave them. Let them handle this thing. At the end of the day, everybody goes home. Like I'm saying, most of these soldiers, Nigerian soldiers, their relations are there. Their relations are Boko Haram. Their brothers are Boko Haram. When they meet them in the bush, they will not do anything. Allow the strangers to come and clear the ground and go. I can only tell them that, okay, they should have a pack whereby from so time to so time, when you clear, you can now leave. They should have that one. But let them do the job. Let them be the machinery that will do the job. Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Let them be the machinery. Jonathan did it during his own time. When he moved the election. The election had come. He postponed the election and got machineries within less than a few weeks. They cleared the ground. And that was why everywhere there was election. He made sure that there was no area that was left out. Because he was able to clear this. If not, election would have held. So these people should do that. Let us have freedom. This thing we are seeing is becoming too dramatic. It's an industry. And I don't like to call somebody influencer. All of us are influencer. If you are influencer and you are doing the wrong thing, you're a criminal. But if you are influencer and you are doing the right thing, you're a normal citizen. All of us are normal citizens. I don't think anybody's above me because it's crooked. No. So what we are saying that those well-meaning Nigerians should put come together and allow the machinery, as those who say, to do this work. They will go into the bush and clear this within 1 week. These people are all over the place. They will get them out. So it's a good development, but then let Nigerian government go to the background. It doesn't matter who clears these people now. We want peace.
Okay.
We buy weapons from them. Why don't we think that they will relegate us? Let us manufacture our own. We go there begging them for money for IMF. Why is that one not relegating us? We go everything. We go when we are contesting for election. We go to Channel House. Is it Nigeria? So if you can now, this one that is taking people's life, keeping the country almost like discarding the country, you will not allow that. What's the price?
All right.
That's the price. So
okay.
Please, then I tell them to do it.
Okay, and then I will tell them to do it.
Yeah, tell them to do it.
Okay, let's move on to the next conversation tonight. We have just a few minutes to go. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has invited former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, for questioning. Though details are still emerging, the invitation is investigations into alleged financial irregularities under his tenure as Justice Minister. Former Minister said he remains committed to cooperating with investigators and upholding principles of transparency in public service, adding that accountability is a core value he has always advocated. The former minister had in September 2025 raised concerns in a petition to security chiefs, alleging attempts to destabilize Kebbi State through the importation of mercenaries and illegal arms. However, these allegations were dismissed by Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris, calling the petition a politically motivated attempt to discredit his administration. You know, aside from this, he has also said he wants to join the ADC. He's already in the ADC. And now we are seeing the EFCC questioning him. Is his invitation a real move towards, is it selective enforcement? What do you think?
Well, the issue here is most of the time, if the wall is not cracked, the lizard will find an abode. Most of the people that have served in Nigeria, whether at ministerial level or whatever, they always soil their hands. They always dip their hands in the cookie jar. So I won't come here and say he's being victimized or whatever. Let him, if he knows that he's free, he was very transparent during his stay as minister, let him meet the EFCC. But we know too well that the EFCC really in Nigeria is for those people that are like, oh, you are coming against our government, then we can pick you. But you know, he was a very favored minister during the 8 years of late President Buhari. Before he became minister, he was actually the lead counsel to Buhari. All that time, Buhari was contesting, going to tribunal and all that, and Malami was his lawyer. So he actually compensated him with that ministerial position when he came in eventually as president. So he was favored. And you know, when you are favored, when you are over-favored in Nigeria, you can dip your hands into so many things because you don't even expect that favoritism will end one day. But it has now ended after 8 years. And now another government has come in. So let him go and clear his name. And if he's found wanting, he should face the normal law. But if he's this to witch hunting, let the law also exonerate him. That's why the law is there for everybody.
Dr. Eric, can you quickly weigh into this in one sentence, please, if that's possible? What's your take about this this EFCC's what will I call it?
Invitation.
Questioning or invitation to Malami.
It is a lot of karma. When he was there, he was doing that too. Remember what they did to, is it Magu or something? They all played that man to the EFCC man. Let him go answer it. All of them are
He
guilty.
did it to Adoke.
Yeah, all of them are guilty.
Okay, thank you very much. That's all for today's episode of The Issues. Thank you very much, Dr. Eric, for joining us all the way from Port Harcourt. And thank you very much for joining us in the studio today. That's all we have for today. We explore the challenges facing Nigeria's politics and, of course, governance. Thank you so much for being with us. Don't forget to tune in next time for more in-depth analysis and discussion. Follow us on social media to stay up to date on the latest news and insights. Until next time, stay informed. I am Nena Ndomdioto. This has been the Issues and Voice of the People television, where the future faces forward. Please stay tuned for hashtag with Vivian and Ikechukwu. Don't go away by 8 p.m.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
This is African News on Voice of the People television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeat.